sometimes you have to make the donut yourself. um, sometimes, and that's what I really believe about like speaking things into existence. If people don't know what you want, if they don't know the opportunities that you're looking for, they're not going to present themselves to you.
Hello, everyone. I am Melissa Forziat of Take the Doughnut, here to help you get inspiration and get donuts. I'm a motivational keynote speaker, and today I am bringing you a Take the Doughnut interview with Emily Saucier, who is the Senior Administrator at Springbrook Center in Westbrook, Maine. Welcome, Emily.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I'm so glad to talk with you today. For transparency, Emily is taking a donut and doing this interview. So we're making it happen. This is so exciting to be taking a donut in real time. I'll start with a silly question to get us going, but I have to ask this question. What is your favorite donut?
Favorite donut, Boston cream. Final answer. It was a topic of discussion at dinner last night, but Boston cream.
That's so good. It sounds like it was a debate. So what were the other contenders?
Cider donut. There's a farm stand right down the road from us that's makes delicious cider donuts. Blueberry glaze. And then when I was in college, I was telling my husband, I loved the jelly crawler from Dunkin' Donuts.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All good options.
We settled on Boston cream. Very classic. Yep. Original.
So good. What's funny? I've never actually had a cider donut, and I feel like that needs to change. And
you're coming to Maine in the fall?
That's the thing, right? So I'll be speaking at the Maine Healthcare Association Fall Conference in October. This feels like a thing that needs to happen.
Yeah, it does.
Yep. Perfect. Well, I said just a little bit about you up front, but tell us more about yourself. What should we know about you?
Yeah, so like you mentioned, I'm the senior administrator at Springbrook Center in Westbrook. My background is long-term care. I've worked in long-term care now for just about 20 years, which is kind of crazy. I started as a certified nursing assistant. I pursued that when I was 15. So I worked in nursing homes as a CNA through college. I have 2 degrees. I got my bachelor's degree in exercise science. Decided that was a personal passion, not a professional one. So I went back to school and I got my master's degree in public health with a concentration in healthcare management. And that's what led me to long-term care administration. I decided in that program I wanted to become an administrator. I was going to have education background. I had the experience background, so I was pairing them together to hopefully get a job offer. So I've been an administrator now for 7 years, and been with my current company for 9 years. So after I got my master's degree, I took a job with Genesis Healthcare, who's the organization that is our parent organization at Springbrook. And I worked in various roles, scheduling. I was the director of transitional care, and then I became an administrator.
Yeah. Okay, amazing. Amazing. I love hearing this journey from sort of not exactly beginning, but like really early on to the end. Well, not the end either, right? Or you're still on.
Yeah, so I recently took a role as a senior administrator. And so I still oversee, I oversee the day-to-day at my center in Westbrook. And then I support and mentor other administrators within our market.
Oh, that's lovely. You're passing it forward. Well, for those who are wondering what this Take the Doughnut theme is all about, let me reset that for you, especially if you haven't seen one of my interviews before. So Take the Doughnut for me is an expression that's the same as Carpe Diem. It's all about going after the things that you want in life. It's comes from this very strange thing that happened to me in college where I left an actual donut on a table, but that became an object lesson for me and what it looks like to leave opportunities behind. So I don't want to do that anymore. I want to take the donut. So this conversation is all about going after what you want. And practically speaking, what does that look like for us day to day? So let me ask you this question to get going here. How are you with going after goals? What is that process like for you?
Yeah. So for me, I really believe in just putting things out there, speaking things into existence. And so I always start by just, that can look different for different people. If you're someone who journals, I do that on and off. But I just tell people, I mean, when I worked as a CNA in a nursing home, I told people I was going to be an administrator someday. Um, and so, whether that's professional or personal goal, I'm just telling people I'm going to do this. We have this beautiful lake near the house, near where I live, and I want to own a lake house on that lake. It is gorgeous. We love it. My husband and I both. So I just tell people all the time, I'm going to have lake house. I don't know how. I don't make enough money to have a lake house on Sebago, but and so I do that with my professional goals too. I just tell people this is what I'm going to achieve. And I may not know how to do that right in the beginning, but I will figure out a way. And it helps to set sort of guideposts along the way. When I decided I wanted to become an administrator, I didn't just, go out and apply for administrator license. I actually got my foot in the door at Genesis doing scheduling and started pursuing administrator and training opportunities. I had to apply for a program, complete a 6-month program for that. And I didn't, I did multiple interviews for administrator and training programs and was not offered them. So, but I had already put out into the world, I'm going to become an administrator. So sort of that, accountability piece to keep going after it.
Yeah, I love that you say that. And I also really liked your point that you don't always know how you're going to get there, but you kind of know what the end goal is. I think there often is more than one route to get to that end point. And sometimes we have to find it creatively around obstacles. And sometimes, it's just, you're not always, it's not just one path that takes you where you want to go. And I think there's some freedom in that. So I love that you pointed that out. When you are going after something really big, something that's going to take a lot of time or effort or skill building or networking to get there, what keeps you motivated in that process?
I would say, in my, professional life in the industry that I'm in, long-term care, there's a lot of challenges. So the challenge for me is really motivating. I don't think this is an industry I don't think I'm in a position that can be mastered. Every day there's a new challenge, there's a new regulation we need to abide by and learn. Um, and, once you reach a goal, once you, succeed at something that's rewarding, it feels good. So there's lots of challenges in my industry that, I've overcome, but am still facing. So that's motivating. And as I just said, the accountability piece. If I said I'm going to do something and I've put it out there, then I'm going to keep finding ways to achieve it. Even if I do not achieve it the first time, which most times I do not. So yeah, having resilience to keep going after it.
Mm. You mentioned challenges a couple times there. So let's dig into that a bit more. A lot of times obstacles come up for us, but I'm curious for you if there's a particular brand of challenge that just keeps coming up for you over and over again, sort of no matter what you're working on. Is there an Achilles heel for you?
I think in my professional life, it's, getting everyone rowing in the same direction. In the industry I'm in the position I'm in, I can't have success without the rest of my team. And we have to have success together for our center, for our residents, patients. And so we all need to be rowing in the same direction. And that can be really hard because other people have I have, personal professional goals that I want to achieve at work, but those are different than, my directors that work with me. And so that is definitely a challenge. I was thinking about how I was going to describe my work. And it's really managing people and managing processes, and managing people is a challenge.
Mhm. Absolutely. Getting people rowing in the
Yeah.
same direction is a challenge for just
Yeah.
about anybody, but it sounds like a big factor in the work that you do.
Yeah. And then time, time is limited. And you go into the day thinking that you're gonna, get X, Y, and Z done, and then something else comes up. And there's limited time in the day. There's only so much time. So managing time really efficiently, and getting the most bang for your buck with whatever it is you're trying to tackle.
Yes, absolutely. I'm very curious how you're going to respond on this one. So, when you think back across your life, what would you say is the biggest donut you've ever taken? It could be a personal or a professional thing that comes to mind, recent, long past. What jumps out to you?
Um, I mean, you mentioned it at the beginning of this video, but definitely doing this. I This is not to my comfort zone. And a lot of things, that I've done over the years, when I first did them, they weren't my comfort zone. Um, but the more you do things like that, the more opportunities that you have, the more donuts you may have if you do them. And this is one of those things that I said, well, I'm going to do it and I'm going to figure it out. Um, I'll practice, I'll take some notes. So yeah, this is definitely something that I've never done anything like this before. So um, yeah.
I'm so honored to be part of this process with you. This is so exciting. And you're really good at this. So people need to interview you more.
Well, thank
It's
you.
so
Yeah,
good.
when Maine Healthcare connected us about the phone interview leading up to the fall conference, they had said there might be an opportunity for, a YouTube video. And I was like thinking like that'd be really cool. Like what a great opportunity, what a fun opportunity. Um, and then we did the phone interview and I didn't really hear anything. And I had thought about it, but I was like, well, that would have been way out of my comfort zone anyway. So that's okay that that opportunity didn't come up. So it's
But then
it's
you
great
were
that
on
we're
the hook
talking now.
again. Here we are.
Yeah.
And this is an interesting thing, format too, because a lot of people, even if they're comfortable doing an interview, don't necessarily, a lot of times we don't even know how to stop and sort of look back at what we've done.
Mhm.
Especially from what I gather from the way you're answering the questions, I feel like you're somebody who's very forward looking and very, I'm on my next goal already and I'm already, 10 steps into it. And I don't know how often you look back at things that you've done. And for so many of us, that's a novel thing to do until I ask somebody what the biggest donut is they've ever taken. And then we're just like, what is? So it's really fun to explore this with you.
Yeah.
Maybe you have the same answer to this question, but what donut are you taking right now? Maybe not literally right now because it's
Yeah.
this interview, but in the broader scheme of your life.
Yeah. So um professionally, I just, I started by saying I believe that we should just speak things into existence and then you will find a way. And so my team and I right now are focused on winning the American um, Healthcare Association Gold Quality Award. Um, so we recently just received the Bronze Award, and we are preparing to apply for silver. And the next step will be gold. It's a national award. It's based on the Baldrige criteria for excellence. And it is definitely not an easy feat. Like I said, don't really know how. Sometimes when I put things out there, I don't know how we're going to do them. It is difficult to win. But like I said, we just received the Bronze Award, and that experience going through that was really, I really enjoyed it. And it's something in my profession that's not necessarily tied to my employer. As far as, you know, it's not a requirement. I don't have to win the national, gold quality award as part of my position, but it's something as a team at my center we can work towards. And so I just started telling people we're going to be a gold quality award winner, the center. That's our new 3 to 5 year plan. So I've been actually the last few weeks gearing people up at work to get excited about that. And just there's buzz around like what the gold award is and what that means. But it's still, you know, 3 to 5 years down the road for us. And so, we'll need to, identify smaller things along the way to achieve the next, obviously being the silver award. But yeah, that's the next big donut that I'm taking, because I think that's a really in long-term care, it's a really prestigious award. So I'm excited about that.
Well, good luck to your team on this journey, but also congratulations for the fact that you've already, been on the road to that with the bronze award.
Yeah, thank you.
So there may be people listening to this who have a donut of their own that they want to take. It could be still an idea for them, or it could be something that they've started on the path towards it and they're trying to find how to, get momentum or get that next step forward. So let's sprinkle some encouragement. And what would you say to encourage those people?
I would say be willing to go out of your comfort zone. To do things, because those will present opportunities that you may not have otherwise had. And also, there's this, what's the expression? Comparison is the thief of joy. Do not compare your donuts to others. Everyone's journey looks so different, and you can achieve, you can achieve the same outcomes through a different path. So even if your, path, the opportunities that you have don't look like others, that's okay. And I think the last thing I would say is sometimes you have to make the donut yourself. Sometimes, and that's what I really believe about like speaking things into existence. If people don't know what you want, if they don't know the opportunities that you're looking for, they're not going to present themselves to you. And sometimes you have to find those opportunities yourself.
I love this. Sometimes you have to make the donut yourself. I might steal this for the future. This is so good. Yeah. I mean, I've certainly experienced a lot of that in my life. Like this isn't quite something that's already there for me, but a lot of times it comes from speaking in things into existence, like you just said. A lot of times it comes from a conversation with somebody and finding the path that didn't exist before. So beautifully summarized by you there. If people want to follow you on your journey, or find even what your center is up to, where can they find you?
So I'm on LinkedIn. And then you can find us on Facebook, Springbrook Center, Maine. Yeah.
Okay, so I will be sure to put those links into the description. Hopefully everybody can check out those resources. And if you liked hearing Emily's interview, be sure to like and subscribe on this video, because there's so many inspirational interviews still to come. And for those of you who are part of the Maine Healthcare Association, again, we will be seeing you at the conference in October. Hopefully both Emily and I will see you there. And, make sure to introduce yourselves to us if we don't know you already, and you can tell Emily how great she was in this interview, how wonderful it was, and how inspiring it was that she took the donut for this. But thank you so much, Emily, for joining me, for taking this donut yourself, and for talking to us about what that looks like.
Of course. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Yes. And to everybody who's listening to this and watching this, you know what to do. Go out there, get inspiration, and get donuts. Bye, everyone.